Good morning, everyone. I hope you survived the weekend. And now we are going to finish out Sunday and go into Monday and see what excitement happens today. I tell you what, I'm kind of over the snow, but now we have severe low temperatures in the minus 20s that we're going to be hitting. And with the wind chills, it could be almost minus 45 for some people. But let's get started today and let's get all the chores done because we still are trying to dig out from this mess.
If I didn't shovel that roof, it would come down.
Okay.
No, that's heavy. I'm talking one shovelful of that is like 50 pounds. That's why she was taking a break. It's that heavy. I can't hardly push it. And this comes away.
How much snow is on the roof?
Probably not more than 2 inches.
So now it got heavy.
Oh, it's heavy now. I mean, it's heavy.
Because of sleet.
Sleet and drawing moisture in, so there's a lot of wind.
But do you have to do that? Round 2, here we go. Day 2. The saga continues. Problem is we had a lot of sleet and now it is heavy. The snow is really heavy. So we're still shoveling out of this nightmare. At least I should say my husband is still shoveling out of this nightmare. Did it get a lot colder?
Yeah, it's cold.
Like it hurts you to breathe.
Yeah.
All right, well, I wouldn't worry about that. So is it sleeting now?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna let him go. I'm gonna go in the house a little bit and then we'll come back out and see what he's doing. It is bitter cold. So now what we're dealing is with the bitter cold. Hi everybody and welcome to day 2. I'm not sure how many days of these videos we're going to make for all of you, but it is bitter cold and now we have sleet on top of that and it's a lot heavier. The snow was fluffy on yesterday's video and now we have a lot of heavy snow. We have to continue to keep shoveling out of it. Let me rephrase this one more time. We are in a higher elevation. So you may live not too far from me and say, wait a minute, what are you talking about? We're in a higher elevation and we get a lot more snow. Now you can see why we were shoveling the roof yesterday. Because with the heavy snow and now the sleet, what it's causing is the snow to be 10 times heavier. And we are very precautionary about our roof on the mobile home. It is a lot of work for my husband, but he enjoys it. And I enjoy being inside. There's not much for me to do outside because he takes care of all of that. Once the sleet is done, once everything is cleaned up, then I can go ahead and I can take care of the solar panels and I do all that. But until it's still sleeting, we have to keep them covered and rely solely on what we have stored up. Everybody asks me about my solar units and I will do a full video on that. This is our power bank situation right here. We have our power banks lined up right here and they are charged. This one is down to 9%. So we used this one. Now we have these. The big one is the main one. That is our main support system. Without that, we would be lost. Our main support system, we keep that charged and we don't use that until we absolutely have to. But we use the little ones up first and then we use the main one. What I do on days like this is I do not use as much water because I really try to eliminate all of the water waste so I don't have to go outside in all the snow. So we had sandwiches for lunch and we have quick meals. That is so we don't have a lot of dishes. That really helps us. We do have full power, so that is nice. We don't have to worry about not having electricity, which we really don't use it that much anyhow. But it's so super duper cold out. I am not doing any laundry, and I'm really watching my water, in the water that I have, the gray water. And that way I don't have to go outside to dispose of that. All right, I'll try to keep things cleaned up as we go. And now I feel like I can relax a little bit more because the first day was pretty stressful, but now it's pretty much just maintenance. Make sure the driveways are shoveled, make sure everything is done like that. And he insists that he wants to shovel it by hand and not use his little battery operated snow thing, blower. Right now the snow would be too heavy, he couldn't even use the blower. So right now the main thing is to keep the wood stove going. Our home heats really nice here in the kitchen and the living room, but as we go further back in the house, it gets colder. So it's usually about 60 degrees in the back of the house. But because we have temperatures that are only in the single digits and are going to be even colder, we want to keep this going. That way it doesn't freeze the bathroom. So the bathroom, you know, the water doesn't freeze back there. We do have a fan in the hallway mounted on top, and that we run to pull all of the hot air back. But we keep this thing going at top temperatures. We have what you call a lot of clunkers. And clunkers are larger pieces of wood that haven't totally burned down. What we do is now we're going to let this burn down a little bit and burn up some of those clunkers. And that way there's not as much ash. Now I have a light here that I will turn on tonight, but I do not turn this light on because I want to save the solar banks. This is hooked up to a solar bank and I don't need to have it on. For my video, I probably should to make it a little bit brighter, but I don't need to have that on. And I do have my oil lamp right here, and I can have that turned up higher. I found this when I was cleaning, so we're just gonna have that burning. And now what I'm going to do is work on a project, and that is working on my garden journal. This year I'm turning my garden into a Peter Rabbit garden, as I do every single year, and I'm really excited about that. I got this Baker Creek for free, and you can get it for free, all of you. And I'm going to cut pictures out of what I want to grow this year. I'm going to cut the pictures out, then I'm going to paste them in here, and I'm going to make it really neat. It's going to be fun. Somebody gave me a bunch of Peter Rabbit stickers for my birthday, so I'm going to work on that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on this, take my scissors. I'm going to watch maybe a movie. By the way, how do I watch my movies? I'll show you that in a minute. It is hooked up to solar. My laptop is hooked up to the solar unit, has a cord that goes the whole way around the back, and that is how I watch my movies. Also, I have a heating pad too. I can turn that on, and that's hooked up to the solar as well. And my house looks just normal like everybody else's. It's just instead of stuff being plugged into the wall, it's plugged into my solar units. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, work on this, watch a movie, and then I'll get back to all of you. And then we'll have an update on what my husband is doing. He is still working on all of that out there. What happens is we didn't even have a plow truck come by at all. But when the plow truck comes by and our driveway is not shoveled out, oftentimes they will take the snow and they'll block us in. We've had that happen many times. So he wants to make sure our drive is always shoveled out. That way the snowplow comes and he doesn't block us in with the snow. I don't know why he does that, but he does. But if we do it this first, he never does. I know, it's strange, but we live back in, and it's kind of like back in the boonies. And we just don't have a whole lot of modern equipment back here, and they don't really take care of these side roads at all. to get up here, but I want to try to get up here, but I didn't realize he's out. I hope we don't get any more. That tree looks like it's really leaning. They're always leaning like that, that tree.
What tree?
Over at Deb's.
Yeah, it leans toward her.
Let me go this way. I don't know if it's good. You know, you could have actually made a tunnel in there. You could actually put a tunnel in there. One year, Merle and all of us, we made a tunnel. We started like here and went the whole way. Like, it was neat. Let me see if I can. I'm not on the camera? No? I tried. I think I'm in. No, I think I'm in. I think I'm in. Can't see me anyhow. The question is, why is it so important for a mobile home to have the roof cleared off and not a regular house? What is the difference?
Well, typically the standards for a mobile home aren't the same as a regular stick-built house. You can have smaller rafters, you can have smaller walls. In other words, sometimes instead of 2x4, they'll use 2x2. Some of the old mobile homes, they even use 2x1, I believe it was, or 1x1. But this one here actually does have 2x4 walls and trusses, so this was well built. And the guy lived here before, so I'm sure he never shoveled his roof. I know back in '96 we had 24 inches one week and 20 inches the next week. So he probably had at least 30 inches of snow on this roof, and I'm sure Jim, the guy that lived before here, never shoveled. So we probably wouldn't have to, but I'm just not taking any chances. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
I know a lot of people are without electricity, so in case you missed it, here's a recap of earlier. And I can't wait to share with you again tomorrow, because tomorrow, what do we do with these record cold temperatures? Well, that's for episode number 3. Take care, everyone. Stay warm and don't go away. Stay inside. Bye, everybody. Now mind you, it is 6 degrees out here. Oh, you're almost halfway done.